I have a theory on who might be Havik in Mortal Kombat 1, but if you don't want spoilers for Mortal Kombat 1, do not watch this video further. So this theory is based on a leak which previously stated that Havik only becomes the character we know from the 3D era of Mortal Kombat games at the very end of the story. But first, let's look at our community art, and thank you for tagging me on Twitter. This is an awesome brother versus brother illustration of Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I really love the simplicity of this drawing, and I especially love how much detail they put in the spinal cord and skull that Sub-Zero is holding to fight, which is freaking awesome. It looks really great. So I will leave a link to the artist's Twitter in the description of the video if you want to go follow them, retweet it, whatever it. And again, if you want your art to be featured on the channel, just tag me on Twitter. So first things first, let's start with the leak, because it's the basis of this theory. An unknown user who recently deleted his account from Reddit when his leak that he posted 2 years ago was discovered not too long ago. And if you're unaware of this leak, I made an entire video about it here 3 weeks ago. In this leak, the insider said he starts the game as a different MK character, however, only becoming Havik later in the story. So this tells us that Havik isn't just a different person entirely, he starts out as a different Mortal Kombat character, which is a very important detail. He's a character that we probably know. So I will attempt to find out who would be best suited to become Havik in the story. So who is Havik exactly, if you are someone that's new to the fandom and have never played the 3D era games? Well, first, I don't think it's fair to categorize Havik as a villain, as he is neither good nor bad. Rather, he is a volatile being that seeks only to serve his own purpose. What he enjoys the most is creating chaos. So he will align himself with anyone who will serve his goal in that specific moment. What we know for sure about him is that during the 3D era's game's story modes, he vehemently opposed Hotaru, who is from Order Realm, because of course it goes against everything he stands for, order being the exact opposite of chaos. But most of all, he greatly opposes Onaga, the Dragon King. Onaga, who is rumored might make an appearance in Mortal Kombat story mode, not only from his army that Scorpion was spotted fighting in the Lin Kuei trailer, but because of the leak I mentioned earlier where Damashi, aka Onaga in spirit form, guides and helps Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 1's story mode. So who could become Havik then? Well, I'm going to eliminate characters that I think wouldn't make sense to be Havik just because they're on the base roster of Mortal Kombat 1, and I don't believe we would have two versions of the same character unless they're a cameo. But we know Havik is base roster. So we can go ahead and eliminate the choices that would have made sense, which would be Raiko, General Shao, and Baraka. It could also have been Ermac, however Ermac is DLC and will be part of the main roster at one point, which I believe eliminates him. So there are two possibilities of characters that I believe could become Havik. The first one is a little less probable in my opinion, but it's Hotaru himself. We know for a fact that he is not in any of the leaked roster, which means he probably is not on the base roster, but that doesn't mean he won't be in the story mode. I believe it would make sense that the guy who is literally all about order becomes someone entirely opposite to who he was. Maybe he dies, something tragic happens, maybe he contracts Tarkat disease or whatever. But either way, I think it would be really cool for him to become Havik in the story mode. So here's my actual theory. Who do we know dies in the story so far? Melina and Kitana's father, King Jared. But I don't believe he dies. I believe he becomes afflicted by Tarkat disease, and that's what disfigures him, turning him into Havik. I'm kind of on the fence about this. I think maybe he either dies from the disease, goes to the Nether Realm, somehow makes it into Chaos Realm and whatnot, or maybe the Nether Realm is repurposed as Chaos Realm as well and they both combine these two realms, or it's Tarkat that disfigures him. Now I know that Havik doesn't resemble any Tarkatan, and his disfiguration is him just mostly having a skull for a face, right? But keep in mind, this is a new timeline where characters are completely reimagined and so is their backstories. So perhaps Shao Kahn is even responsible for infecting King Jared, as his army is seen injecting Baraka with something in the Umgadi trailer. And we know for a fact that in previous timelines, Shao Kahn not only defeated Onaga to become the ruler of Outworld, also defeated and killed the King Jared to take the throne in Edenia. I believe this iteration, at least from the info we have so far, is going to be doing the same thing. Because from what we learned in the still unreleased trailer with Raiko, that Shao Kahn was leading an uprising against the royal family of Outworld, aka Sindel, Melina, and Kitana. It's also stated that Shao Kahn in a previous timeline beheaded Jared, and we know Havik has a harakiri where he literally removes his own head and he breaks his own neck in the special moves he has in the 3D era games. I know this point may sound like a reach, but it may be a fun nod to those characters, and I just wanted to bring it up. So who do you think will become Havik in a Mortal Kombat 1? Will it be Hotaru? Will it be King Jared? Will it be someone completely different? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I hope you have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon.